Like this? Or can you see chess?
I can see right about where your Nike is.
What a schmuck. Back up. Ah, didn't. Like this. That's how you... Stress.
Yeah, sit your ass down. Okay. My name is Diego Garcia. I am a feature filmmaker, but I'm also an audience member. This here is...
You can call me Gigi.
Yeah, Gali Garcia. That's right. So, we just watched the Michael movie, and we already knew what was up. We already knew what type of movie they were making. And so we already knew that they were not going to touch on the false allegations, at least in this movie, hopefully, for the next one. But even though we liked the movie, you should go. It's a nice introduction to new generation. But there are a lot of things that we did not like. And we just want to just share them with fellow Appleheads. And if you don't know what an Appleheads is, then you should definitely, we welcome you to the community. Appleheads are basically the fans and defenders of Michael Jackson. If you don't know, welcome. See, if you don't know that he's innocent, then that's why we need this type of facts in the movie. But anyways, not only defenders of him, but also like you're in the fandom community. Anyways. There we go, a little better. So, if you don't mind, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yeah? Okay, so the first thing that I just made me feel like, oh boy, this is an executive decision, a suit executive decision, was the fact that, like, the way the movie started.
Never heard.
No, literally just the logos themselves. Like, we thought that the movie was gonna start ever since the trailer came out, right? We always, fans in the community, in the fan pages and the tribute pages in the fandom community, we were posting, like, we were fantasizing of how the movie was gonna start. How like the logos, you were gonna hear there's this really cool version of Billie Jean that it was History Tour?
Yeah,
History Tour. Where it starts with just like a piano. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. And then it just slowly starts like adding the other instruments. Da, na, 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 and it's just like, we thought that it was gonna be that, or the Human Nature, like, bum, dum, dum, ba-dum, 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 bum. And we thought we were gonna have like the logo, the Michael logo, with the steps and the spinning and the pow, like it did in Moonwalker. In a Moonwalker, like it just starts, the movie starts with a steps, spin, tiptoes, and then from tiptoes it just explodes into this like sparkly, oh my god, and like it's beautiful. like Smooth Criminal music video, which is oh jeez. We thought that was gonna, and no, the movie starts with just like not even the MJ logo in the beginning. It just starts with a Universal, and then like it starts with like 3 other logos, and then just the MJ logo just like randomly just put in there. But it's just like the music, it's just like, want to be starting something live, and it's just bum 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum bum bum.
Yeah, that's strange because they turn the lights out and it just ding 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 ding. You went to studios and
Lionsgate, and then it's just like your mom.
Yeah, I thought it was like gonna be like, I don't know, like a little trailer or like a little intro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, like they did an intro like, okay.
Gary, Indiana.
No, Gary, Indiana, 1960.
Your mother. Yeah.
Like, what?
1970.
What shit intro? Okay, that's art.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be something like, remember Moonwalker? it's at least Moonwalker had some type of imagination with the intro and with the recap, because it had like stop motion animation and like 5 different types of animation, and like the intro was this like camera going through Michael's wardrobe, dressing room, with all of his like a fedora here, sunglasses here, one of his gloves is there, and he had a bunch of like picture framed, and like the frames moved, had these like montages of different memories, and I was watching the Michael movie and I thought, man, how cool would it have been if they did something like that, but they did it like in a meta way where it's Jafar Jackson getting ready, for his role as his uncle Michael, and it just like the camera starts panning towards all the wardrobe stuff, and they do something like that, and then it just goes from meta tribute into like storytelling into the actual movie. Like, how cool would have that been? Yeah, it's just like, well, Gary, Indiana, like origin story, like, oh, it's just another origin story. Okay. And the thing is, like, a lot of people even if you're a Michael fan, they're still new to being a Michael fan. And a lot of people don't know that there already has been a better Michael Jackson movie or story that came out. It was technically a miniseries. It was told in 2 parts in 1990 called Jackson's The American Dream. And it's good. It's really good. Of course, it focuses a lot on Michael, but it's more of the Jackson's family in general. But it has a lot of like important moments in the Michael story that this Michael movie doesn't do justice. How the fuck are you gonna make how do they make a Jackson's story in general, of all of the parents, of the brothers? How are they gonna make better scenes for Michael in a Jackson's movies miniseries, not even a movie, miniseries, than a Michael movie, specifically in Michael? Like, how are you gonna do that? How is like, so anyways, that was just the intro. But yeah, speaking of the Jackson's The American Dream, did a lot better. For example, was
the only like person represent like the Jackson 5 only like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. They only put like the good stuff, how they make the ABC song, how they get to the new tour, the Motown, and that's it.
Yeah, and it was like there was that part of the kids going on a different tour, like it was very very downplayed how hard touring was for these kids, because even again the American Dream, the miniseries, there's a heartbreaking scene where they had to drag Michael. Joseph had to like grab Michael.
Come on, Michael. I don't want to go.
No,
Michael, come here.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking because like Michael's like crying and kicking, and they're carrying him onto a jet because Michael does not want to go. He hates touring. He hates it. Up until like, that's the most famous meme of Michael Jackson probably, is the "I love the tour." Like, yes, that meme became a thing in the mid-90s, but still, like, it's you spot it. It's like, and then this one, it's just like, anyways, montage, A, B, C, I want you back.
And 1 through here. Oh.
Yeah.
A, B, C, whoosh.
Do, re, mi. No.
Good man, Michael. God damn it, Michael.
No, and it's like Joseph beating one of the brothers' ass, and like, Michael, eye contact, Michael. Look at me, Michael. But yeah, okay. Another thing that I love the more in The American Dream is the fact that because Michael didn't really have a proper father figure, he searched father figures in like Berry Gordy. Yeah, like the Motown. That scene, it's funny because this movie does things that is like kind of touches on something, like Michael hugging Berry Gordy after like teaching him how music works, and like Joseph just standing there like, be goddamn boy, like, and it's like, oh, I thought that's what
did you have, the motherfucker? Come here.
Yeah, like, it's like I thought that's what they were gonna go, and it's like, nope, just flash forward.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.
There's a lot of flash forwards.
It's like every time you think they're gonna touch on something, or it's gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be one of the themes of the movie. Just like, anyways, flash forward off the wall.
Oh, with his body issues, you know, the vitiligo in his nose. So like in the movie, like he was like reading like a Peter Pan book, and then he saw like Peter Pan nose, and he's like, oh my god, I want to have that nose. And then he goes to the doctor, how to say like the plastic.
The plastic surgeon.
Yeah. So originally, like he broke his nose in choreography.
Oh really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, that was his first operation of the nose. And then he went to the doctor to do like a nose job.
Yeah, it's not like, I want a white person's nose.
Yeah.
Can you give me a white person's nose?
Yeah.
I understand like black people in the black community have this like stigma about being too black and about having too big of a nose. I understand.
And also his father like always bullying him
Yeah.
and having a big nose.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't like shown enough in the movie. Like there's one scene they call him big nose, and that's it.
Yeah,
but
that's it. Again, this movie's constantly does this thing where it's like it skips over a lot of important things, like the audience is a fan, but then it also leaves out a lot of things for fans. Yeah. So it's like, who is this movie for? Is this an introduction to a new audience? Then great. Then put a lot of context in. Mm-hmm. If this movie is not for, or if this movie is for fans, for actual fans, for Appleheads, then just give us things that we've been wanting. All you need to do, hey person, come here. The person at the estate, if your job is to actually make something that people want to watch, like, you know, the fans, the people that pay for your shit, the people that buy your products, give us things that we want. All you have to do is look at one of the many like Michael fan accounts, and that will give you everything that you need. All of the memes, all of the references, all you want, because the estate is the worst people to be in charge of Michael's like estate. Remember like that one time they tweeted Money, the song Money. They're like, for everyone who's having a rough financial time, this one's for you. And they tweeted out Money, which that's not what the song is even about. It's about corruption. Yeah. And about people accepting money for like lies. Basically the fucking false accusations. Mm-hmm. Like the estate has no idea what they're doing or what they have. Again, this movie it's another thing that this movie felt like it was by executive from the estate instead of for Appleheads, for fans.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like they promised us a biopic movie. Yeah. But they gave us a musical movie.
Biomontage,
actually.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do we need to see? How did they beat it? How did they thriller? What do we need to watch that?
Yeah, people know what Beat It is. Yeah. They know what Thriller is. They know he used to be in the Jackson 5. Like, my little 9-year-old nephew knows about that. He knows that. Like, he doesn't even speak English, and he knows that. There's tribes in Africa who knew Michael Jackson and named him king. Like, they know that. You know what people don't know? Is like, yes, the vitiligo stuff, yes. But they also don't know about his false accusations. People still think that he did it. People think...
We'll go too much in the future.
Okay, let's go back. Yeah. Let's say, because they said they weren't going to touch on that. Okay, but you know what people don't know that they could have touched on? They could have touched on the fact that Michael bought the Sony ATV catalog. Half the Sony ATV catalog. And that's why Paul McCartney was so salty with him. But here's the thing. Even if some people do know that, they think the misconception, one of the many things they could have cleared up is, instead of vitiligo, is that they could have cleared up the fact that Michael did not buy the Beatles away from Paul McCartney. he bought half of Sony ATV catalog, meaning, yes, the Beatles, but it was a catalog that had a bunch of other properties and a bunch of other artists. Mm-hmm. Now,
black artists in this.
Black artists. Now, a lot of people are like, don't even know that Michael did that. And if some people do know that, they just think that it was just the Beatles. People thought that Michael bought the Beatles and didn't want to give it back to Paul McCartney. And Paul McCartney could have bought the Beatles any fucking time he wanted to, right? What people don't know is that Michael not only did that, but Michael, yes, when he bought the catalog, he gave the rights back to artists such as Little Richard. Artists that were being, black artists were being fucked by the music industry for decades. People don't know that. So if they wanted to clear up something, they could have cleared that up. Mm-hmm. But no, I hated how this movie was being promoted as yeah, this movie's finally gonna clear up some things, and even one of his sons was saying that yeah, it's gonna clear up some stuff. I'm what did this movie clear up? The fact that he had vitiligo? No shit, everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. So again, I know they're not gonna talk about the false accusations, but they could have talked about something. But you know why I don't think they mentioned the ATV catalog thing? I think it's because it makes his target on his back a lot bigger and a lot more noticeable. Because a lot of people well, why did the press want to fuck with him for so long? Why was the press trying to go after him if he wasn't guilty? It's because Sony ATV wanted his catalog back. And they knew if they ruined him, they could get it back. So anyways, maybe that's why they didn't include that part.
And maybe he's going a lot forward for the future. But again, that's a crucial moment because this is how Michael Jackson became so powerful.
Yeah.
And a lot of powerful, sick people try to, ruin Michael.
Tommy Mottola.
The fucking asshole.
Tommy Mottola's the devil. He's mean. He's a racist, and he's very devilish.
Yeah, fuck you, Epstein, also.
Oh, yeah. And you know who was in the Epstein files? That guy.
Here's the thing. We don't like watching Michael Jackson suffer. We don't want to say that. But
we don't want to see that, definitely.
Yeah. But, again, it's an important thing because Michael Jackson's life, it wasn't easy. It was never easy. It was very complicated. Even if... At his age of 8, he was already a busy boy doing 17 years of his age. He did 14 albums. 10 albums. Okay, Jesus Christ.
10 years old.
I need to do more homework. But yeah, it's a difficult life. And this movie, they didn't treat us like a difficult life. It's I just want to do my own thing. I want to do my own music and stuff like that. I don't like my dad. And that's it. That's the movie of it. And I'm kind of worried of the second movie. Because if they're not going to talk about the truth,
the false
allegation,
or the fact that he's battling Sony, because again, those are the two main conflicts in life. What's it going to be about? Man, Lisa Marie Presley. I know you're not going to talk about that because Lisa Marie Presley married him because she was part of the goddamn Church of Scientology, and they made her marry him so that they could indoctrinate him to the church. You're not going to say that either. So what the hell are you guys going to talk about?
So yeah, if they do not talk about it, they're going to look again. Michael's going to look like guilty, you know?
Yeah, if they leave things out, it's because people think that it's guilty. And it's again, this estates, these fucking industry people, they don't care about clearing his name. They care about making money. If they don't care if an artist is a pedophile or he's not a pedophile. They care about making money. You know what? At least Man in the Mirror, even though it was a really god-awful movie, it's so bad it's good. You should watch it. It's a lot of fun. At least they had the balls, the cojones, to mention the false allegations by name. Which is weird because they said that they couldn't talk about the allegations because of like some legal thing, but other movies have done it before, so it's weird.
So one thing, what the hell they cannot talk about it?
Because like NDA, like legal system, the whole thing of like, well, we'll pay you this money, but like either parties can't talk about the thing. It's like a whole legal thing.
But yeah, they already said that Michael Jackson was anything like 3 goddamn times.
No, they can't name them by name. They can't name them the trial. They can't name the blah blah blah. But it's
Okay,
like
they could change the name.
that's the thing. They can do it. Like they've done it in other movies. I think they don't want to be doing it this time. Other movies did it because they didn't have the blessing of the estate, like Man in the Mirror. They didn't have they didn't even have the actual songs, but they could do it. They just like are afraid to do it. That's all. Because I think Sony, the estate, is like so afraid to touch on the subject because they're like, again, they don't care if someone is accused of a pedophile or not. They care about just buying the music, and if they touch on the subject, then they're afraid of people not wanting to buy their products, listen to the songs anymore. So I don't know. I think maybe that's it.
Oh yeah, what the fuck happened to Janet?
Yeah, where's Janet? What is this alternate universe in which Janet never exists?
Yeah, there's the fucking Latoya. Yeah, cool, but what the fuck is Janet? Like he's just reported king. Like Janet was like the only, like the second member of his family to be successful.
Yeah, she's the second most successful Jackson family member outside after Michael. She just doesn't exist, and it's so funny how she wasn't in the premiere, and how Paris wasn't at the premiere either. When I knew that, I'm like, shit, I already knew what's up. Oh, another big part, and it kind of gives context to who Michael Jackson was as a person, was the fact that Michael Jackson was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh.
Yeah, because like I didn't know that, and as soon as I knew like Michael was part of that, like because like our aunt is a Jehovah's Witness. Our tita was also a Jehovah's Witness. And like hanging out with those people in that religion, if you don't know, they're very like, very reserved and very like, they don't swear word, they don't do any type of swearing, they don't like take part in any type of, drinking or any type of...
Even they don't celebrate parties or birthdays.
Yeah, they don't do birthdays, so like, it kind of gives a little bit more context, because people always thought Michael Jackson was weird. And it's like, well, not only he grew up the way he grew up, but also he's a Jehovah's Witness. So
I mean, yeah, he was weird, but not because he was strange. No, because he was I would say it again, the
Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness, yeah.
So it's
like,
strange.
Yeah.
But not only that, he was Jehovah's Witness, but also like when he started making Thriller, like when he was reaching the point of like, the most famous person in the world, the church gave him an ultimatum saying like, here, you can't keep doing this. Either you quit everything, or like we don't want you in our church anymore, because it's a whole thing about religion, that type of religion that like can't do false idol or whatever the hell, I don't know.
I like the way you shake your book, like a Bible.
Yeah.
Are you there? Or you believe in Jesus?
Yeah, it's like, and it's so dumb because like Joseph was abusing Catherine and the children for years, but just making art and making people happy and helping people and just touching people on a spiritual, magical level, that's a problem. No mames. So he left the church, but I don't know. I just thought that part was such a important thing, which I did see some behind the scene photos of when he was like walking around with a Bible with Kate. That's another thing. Kate was barely a person in this movie.
Oh,
Catherine was barely a person. Like, what the hell? She was like in some scenes with like watching movies with Michael, but that's it. Oh, and then at the end, I guess, when it's like, Catherine like tells Joseph off at the end. But they leave out something very important, that like when Michael didn't want to do the victory tour, he doesn't do it at the end because Joseph tells him to. He doesn't do it because his brothers tell him to. Michael ends up doing the victory tour because Catherine asks him a favor, for her, for Joseph, for the family. So like, here, it's just like, do this one last favor for us, and then you if you do this, Michael, the family will be set. Just do this one thing, and then we won't bother you ever again. Mm-hmm. Like, it's weird that, like, none of that was shown, but then there's a scene where she's, like, crying and asking Michael for forgiveness. Like, when he's in the hospital after the Pepsi burn. It's, like, it's just weird how that, like, it feels like a scene was cut.
Yeah. Like,
more scenes with Catherine were cut.
In the movie, his dad convinced him more, and his mom didn't do anything. Like, it was like, come on, Michael. We will be all through.
I told you what to think.
Like,
I made you who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I made you who you are. Just to wrap things up, I thought this movie was gonna end with, again, I knew they weren't gonna end with the allegations, I know, but I thought this movie was gonna end with Michael moving out, taking Bubbles, his pets, and moving into Neverland.
Yeah, creating Neverland.
Because they kept saying that, they kept teasing that, they kept saying how, like, Michael's looking at his little books and how he wants his own space for his friends and his animals, and he has his own, created his own Neverland. They kept doing, like, emphasis on that, and then they just, like, never do that. I thought, like, maybe they couldn't get the actual Neverland, okay, but just, like, you see Michael arriving in his car with Bubbles and fucking in the side seat off into a ranch with a gate that kind of looks like, and it's just like standing there like, yeah, I'm home. And then just end, I don't know, something like that, goddammit. You guys are the fucking professional writers, goddammit. Yeah. It just felt like that's where the movie was gonna end. And it just ends with a triumphant scene of him dancing bad. Yeah. It's like that means anything. Again, the movie is fun. You know what the movie is? It's like if Michael Jackson was a Disney princess story. Yeah. That's exactly what that is. He's like a magical, pure of heart, with a supernatural light he uses to want to change the world and unite people with song and dance. And he has a magical animal sidekick, Bubbles. He's a shapeshifter. I mean, he's like a perfect Disney story person. So that's what the movie is, and it's a good introduction to people that don't know him, like my little nephew. And overall, I think it's a good, it's a great way to see Michael at concerts when you never got to see him in concerts. Mm-hmm. Because This Is It was a lie made by Sony when they were slowly killing him.
It's a shitty biopic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not. Honestly, it's the best biopic, though, of any other biopic I've ever seen. But the bar is very low. Yeah. So that's saying something. Okay. Another thing that I think The American Dream did a lot better. If the whole movie was about Michael breaking away from the Jacksons and becoming his own person, his own artist, they didn't understand probably the biggest night of his career, which was the Motown 25 Billie Jean moment. In The American Dream, in the miniseries, Berry Gordy asked Michael Jackson, like, hey, I know you want to do your own thing, but can you, do a number with your brothers? And he's like, Michael, like, nah, I don't want to do it. I'm trying to be my own thing. And Barry's like, please. And Michael agreed, at least in the miniseries, he agreed if he was allowed to do a solo performance. And the Billie Jean solo performance that he does, that moment solidified himself as a solo artist. Not just what this movie did, which was like, it's another montage bit that is just edited in with a bunch of things. It's like it missed.
Well, yeah, this is Billie Jean here.
Yeah, like the first time he did the moonwalk. It's like you missed out on how important that night it was for him. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Did you not know his story? Like, his story. Like, do you not know? Like, again, it's just like so many things that the miniseries did a lot better. I don't know. Another last thing, again, to finally actually close this off. If you're not happy with this, better things to watch to actually get a more personal, a better idea, first-person idea who Michael was I invite you to see Michael Jackson's Private Home Videos. It's great. It's on YouTube. It's basically Michael in the mid-1990s showing you in his home theater, basically him reacting and commentating on his home videos since when he was a child all the way up when he has kids. It's such a wholesome, cute time. You get to actually get to know him like on a personal level, better than any other movie has ever done. I invite you to see Moonwalker, because that's another kind of like peek into his mind. It's mostly a bunch of music videos sliced into like a 40-minute short film. I invite you to see that. And
Searching for Liverland. That's a good movie, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't saw it.
I haven't seen it yet.
But I recommend it.
Okay, if you want.
That shit made me cry.
There you go.
Yeah.
But also, and there's this YouTube channel called The Detail, and it's basically every video is about like 15 minutes. Sometimes they do a little longer, but they do like very in-depth dive into Michael's not only career but personal life, and and almost like a documentary series type with a bunch of footage that they dig up from all the eras, anything from his from his career to his personal life. It's all in detail. It's so great. All the information you ever want to know about Michael Jackson is there, from his finances to his wardrobe to his facial thing, his siblings, all these other stuff is there. There's this other girl called, I have to do a voiceover. She does more in-depth things about his later years. Again, there's so many other people that do a better job in telling Michael Jackson's story than an actual movie studio or an actual estate. It's insane. But anyways, regardless if this movie doesn't want to touch on important things, regardless if we're going to have a second movie to touch on even more important things,
I hope they do.
I think it's up to us as fans, as defenders, as Appleheads, to be here to fight the good fight and clear his name. Anyways, so I'm a future filmmaker, but most importantly, I am an audience member. And this has been our point of view. So hopefully movie studios can learn from this. I don't know, again, we have the money. Listen to us. Anyways, all for love. L.O.V.E.